Connecting construction contractors. Any shape, any size. We solve billing problems for the construction industry. ProgressClaim.com. Job done.
G'day Tiger fans, welcome to Raw Vision, brought to you ProgressClaim.com, and it is the opposition analysis. It's Hawthorn at the MCG on Sunday afternoon, and to have a look at the Hawks I'm joined by Richmond forward line coach Greg Mellor. Greg, thanks for coming up.
No worries, Richo. Pleasure to be here.
Biggest task in football, isn't it, playing Hawthorn on top of the ladder again and seemingly on their way to another premiership. They're an unbelievable team.
They are. They've had a pretty good year so far, albeit winning about 5 games through by less than a goal, but big game for them with Sam Mitchell playing his 300th game, so it'd be nice to knock them off. We
have had a good record against them for a long time. They haven't beaten us twice in 1 year since 1992.
Yeah, well, we felt like we were in the game in round 7 earlier in this year until the last quarter. We had a fairly young side in, and so we certainly give ourselves every chance of winning.
Beautiful. Let's have a look at the day-call matchup for this week, and it is the Hawthorn superstar Cyril Rioli, who, I reckon he's in nearly career best form, and we've got Dylan Grimes matched up against him, but I guess it's going to depend on who gets on fire in that forward line of theirs. But Cyril's in good nick at the moment.
Yeah, he's having a cracking year. Definitely probably be in line for All-Australian. But we think Grimes has improved again this year. He's certainly got the speed to go with Cyril, and and he's such a tough competitor and hates being beaten one-on-one. So I expect that if that matchup occurs, that Grimes will give his best.
One thing I've noticed with Cyril this year and all their small forwards, they've got a licence to fly for marks. Rioli's taken some big marks this year.
Yeah, him and Piopolo as well. They both don't mind going for a hanger. So obviously it works well for them. They seem to, as a forward group, they're really unselfish, and the one who's in best position, they seem to let him go for it.
Yeah, they do. You mentioned Sam Mitchell before. It is his 300th game this week, a remarkable achievement, and he's really showing no signs of slowing down at all, Greg. 30 disposals again this year per game.
Yeah, he's obviously one of their senior players and architects of the way that they move the ball, and any time that they need something to happen, he's sort of usually in the thick of it. So he's almost untaggable the way that he plays. He loves the contest. He seems to find he's turning one possession into 3 very quickly. So we'll obviously, they've got a lot of really good players, and we'll pay them due respect.
Yeah, I watched Caleb Daniel playing him earlier this year, and he got into smart positions when the Bulldogs got the footy. Is that the way you got to play on Mitchell?
Well, I think it is smart. It's I guess the thing is about making sure that they don't have too much of the footy. If they have the footy, then players like him are going to get lots of short possessions. So it's a matter of when we got hold of the ball that we want to try and keep it off them.
Yeah, you mentioned they like to control the football with uncontested marks, and I reckon when they're playing their best, they get this sort of stuff here, just the backline being able to control it. Is this something you have to stop?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that they're chipping the ball around, and I think that in the last 5 or 6 weeks they've been number 1 in the AFL at uncontested marks. So they do this to try and control the possession. You see them here, they just chip wide, sideways. They very rarely go long down the line. So for us, every time it's a long down the line kick, it's going to be a win. So we need to shut these plays down.
So you just want to press down and not allow a loose man, basically?
Yeah, so it's the forwards will particularly be taking this part of the game, and their responsibility is to make sure that they close out this space. The biggest thing will be for us to defend as a team in that whole area and deny that corridor, and make them kick long down the line.
The other thing they're doing really well this year, they're number 1 in the competition for forward half turnovers, and I guess that's what every team wants to do, get it into your forward half and then force the opposition to turn it over. So your ball use has got to be good against them.
Yeah, well, that's right. And they're one of the best inside 50 teams in the comp. I think they're in about the top 5, and the biggest thing is they've got is speed. Rioli, Bruce, Piopolo, Hill comes down there as well, and they managed to hold the ball in there. They set up really well across the deep of the forward half. Their backs sit back, and they turn the ball over, and then they just so lethal with their feet, so they can certainly hurt you.
So do you want to run it out of defence, or do you want to kick it out against them?
I think the big thing is to try and get the ball out of that defensive 50 as quickly as possible, and then it's about trying to control the ball. And for us, it's the longer we have the ball in our hands, that's the limits the amount of chance that they can do damage against us. It's something that's worked well for us in the past, and I think lots of sides try and do that. It's just very hard to do it against a team
consistently.
Like Hawthorn.
They're unbelievable. Last time we met them, we were actually with them for 3 quarters, but the forward line got going late, and I guess this is what we're talking about before, that the spread of goal kickers down there, and these 3 in particular last time we played got a hold of us a bit late.
Yeah, I think Bruce kicked 3 in the first and then 3 in the last quarter, finishing with 6, and they're all premiership players and really good players. I think you'll find our back line is completely different than what that were there. So Rancy didn't play and Grimesy didn't play. I'm not sure if Nick Floston was playing or not as well too. So there's 4 or 5 players that will be playing this week that didn't play. In round 7. So
different look.
It'll be a lot different look, a lot more experienced. So we're hoping.
I guess what it shows, you can't zone off any of them. You've got to defend, don't you? Every single defender.
Absolutely, and they're a very unselfish forward line group. They'll share the ball. They'll give it to the player in the best position. So our defensive aspects need to be really spot on.
They do. Greg, thanks for coming up. It's going to be a big ask, but I look forward to the challenge, I guess.
No worries, mate.
Thanks, mate. There you go. That's been the opposition analysis. As we said, Hawthorn at the MCG on Sunday afternoon. Get there and support the Tigers.